It's a great honor and privilege for me to introduce our chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, a thorough academician and a great researcher with an H index of 53 and more than 8,600 citations. Professor T.G. Sitaram took over as Chairman AICTE Government of India on 21st December 2022. He was the Director of Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, Assam for 3.5 years. Presently, Professor Sitaram is the member of SERB DST. He was the former chairman of Research Council CSIR CBRI, Roorkee. He is a senior professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, IISc Bangalore, and served IISc for the last 30 years. He held KSIDC Chair Professor in the area of Energy and Mechanical Sciences, IISc, for 3 years. He was instrumental in starting a Center for Infrastructure, Sustainable Transport and Urban Planning and Master's Program in the Center at IISc Bangalore. He had served as a visiting or honorary professor at many universities in countries such as Japan, Canada, US, Hong Kong, Australia, and China. Over the last 35 years, he has carried out research and development in the area of geotechnical and infrastructure engineering, soil dynamics, geotechnical earthquake engineering, and has developed innovative technologies in the area of earth sciences, leading to about 500 technical papers and 20 books. He has guided over 40 PhD students, 35 master students, 25 postdoc students, and several thousand industry professionals and teachers through continuing education workshops. He has filed for 5 patents, executed more than 120 consulting projects, and 2 startup companies to his credit. He was also listed in the world's top 2% of scientists for the most cited research scientists in various disciplines by Stanford University from 2K20 to 2K22. He is an active member, President's Forum of Southeast and South Asia and Taiwan universities, and member of many scientific committees in international societies of repute and many other associations and universities in India and abroad. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you and look forward to your address and views.
Namaskar. I'll start with wishing you a happy Hanuman Jayanti. Sitaram is here. Let me also congratulate all the award winners. It's really amazing. Professor Jaiprakash Saini, Vice Chancellor, DTU. Professor Madhusudan Singh, Registrar. Professor Rinku Sharma. Professor Rajeshwari Pandey. Professor Pragati Kumar. Professor Roli Purwar. And all the distinguished faculty, the deans, and the teachers, and especially research scholars, and students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be here on this occasion of 6th Research Excellence Award function of DTU. Happy to see a very big book, highlighting all your accomplishments. Friends, all of you agree with me, research and innovation is critical for the economic development of our nation. But we did realize a little later, because I think it was only happening after 2000. But our society itself, if you look back, we always encouraged research. Somewhere in the last 150 years, we lost that sheen. Thanks again, we are back to the forefront and we could lead the world. Our Honorable Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2000 added to that, Jai Vigyan. The present Honorable Prime Minister, Narendra Modi Ji ne add Jai Anusandhan to this. So we are all sitting here in this hall celebrating Anusandhan. Congratulations to all the winners. But the others who have not got the award don't need to be disheartened, because you have done an excellent job. I was just glancing through the kind of work what you have done in all these different areas is amazing. It doesn't come so easily to publish in such top-notch journals. It's a very hard work, and also what you require is a huge infrastructural support, technological support, instrument support, and also collaborative way you can only achieve that. So I think you are already in that line of frame of mind. So I wish you very best in your research and innovation steps which you're going to take in the next years to come. Today's I will be very brief because we have to give a lot of awards, but I will also touch upon two things. One, as my journey in IIT, and the other one, my journey which I started at AICTE. Because there are two different things. I think all of you understand that. Indian Institute of Technologies are the cream and the world brand today. Okay, anywhere you go, any country you say IIT, they know. So I never went to an IIT. Just have to share with some of the people who are at the back. I became a director of IIT. But I always went to a small university in Mysore. Actually, a government college, actually. I only got educated up to my 7th or 10th standard only in regional language in Kannada, and then moved on. Why I said that is, these today, what we call Indian Institute of Technology, are the brand ambassador for the India. You take any company, CEOs, large amount, in the world, many of them are alumni of IITs. They're very proud alumni of IIT. But if you look back the story, 60s, maybe 58, I think IIT Kharagpur started with a UNESCO support, and then other 4 IITs with other government support. Sometime in 62, all these 5 IITs were set up. After that, we didn't touch anything unless the Assam Student Union came and demanded for an IIT in the Northeast. Okay, some of you did not know. ASU actually, when signed an agreement for peace with the government of India, at that time then Rajiv Gandhi was the Honorable Prime Minister, they asked for an IIT. And that was accepted in 95 but started in 94 in a small place of the Institute of Engineers building in Pan Bazaar in Guwahati. Today, it is a very beautiful campus, 700 acres. One of the best infrastructure, both scientific as well as physical, among all IITs, of 23 IITs in the country. And also doing very well in terms of research and citation. Today, we are all talking about research. The citation per faculty of IIT Guwahati is number 2 in the country. And number 37 in the last year in the world. So even though our rank was somewhere 385 in the QS, and the ranking we are maybe close to you only, 600 plus. So what I would like to tell you is this IIT which started in 94, even when I moved in 2019, they were all telling me, the teachers were telling me, sir, our job is to train good engineers. But teaching is most important. I only told them, that was very early, before COVID. Please remember all that. It is before COVID. I said, in one of the Senate meeting, I said very clearly, yes, I agree with you. Your job is to teach, but you have been paid to teach. But you have been asked to do research, and promotion is done on research. So you need to do research and innovation more and more. More seriously you have to do. You cannot disguise. Particularly some departments, I'm not saying everybody, because otherwise some of those departments in bioscience, electronics, electrical, they're all doing very well. But some departments were disguised, their job is only teaching. But I feel come from Indian Institute of Science where I should admit that I have not taught a class more than 20 students. My classes are very small because it's a postgraduate school, okay, for the last 30 years, but what I learned is, when I go to the classroom, I go with a research bent of mind. That what I mean by is, I'm not going to teach what is there in the textbook. I'm going to talk about what work we did in the research. So that's very important. I think, we need to bring in the curriculum, and that flexibility is being given to you today. All India Council for Technical Education is only a model curriculum with, a lot of flexibility is also being given to everybody. And we have also tried to create autonomy to prepare your own curriculum also. So today, IITs are actually, Indian Institute of Technologies have become institutes of Indian technology. And I'm very happy to hear similar numbers at DTU. Congratulations to all of you. It cannot be done so easily because it's a really hard work of all the faculty and research scholars and students of this institute. A big applause to all of you. And the next part I would like to touch upon is the All India Council for Technical Education. These IITs are, if you look at the number of students in IITs and even NITs including, it may be about 1% of the graduating student, engineering graduates of the country. Only 1%. The rest of them come from institutes or private colleges, autonomous colleges, and then deemed university, deemed to be universities, and also technical universities in all the states, which has affiliated colleges. So more than 9,000 such institutions exist in the country. And more than about 3.5 lakhs students graduate or admit into engineering education. So the role of All India Council for Technical Education is very critical in defining. So what is that we are doing there now? So we are also emphasizing research and innovation as the key aspect in every institution. We are also encouraging them. So if you look at the schemes like Modrabs, RPS, which are very old, so we moved away from there. We started saying that institute innovation councils and hackathons, you have seen ARIA ranking and accreditation, which are very, very key aspects, which all started with All India Council for Technical Education. Ranking, Professor Saini talked a lot about ranking, and he touched upon all the ranking which DTU has got, which is fantastic. These rankings are, they're all, private people are doing, which a lot of variation. So what you have to take proud is what you have done today in the research. Don't worry so much about ranking, but we cannot be keeping quiet because we are competing with others. These rankings, particularly the QS or the, some of the IITs, that they've even boycotted the ranking for a while. Even now, 7 IITs put together, we boycotted them, saying that we are not going to participate unless you change your parameters. Why? They are also true. Let me also give you that. One is diversity in the campus. So during the pandemic, or soon after the pandemic, I calculated where are my students coming from at IIT Guwahati. You will be astonished to know 600 districts से हमारा बच्चे आ रहे हैं IIT Guwahati में. So that means you can imagine that will be much more diversity in Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai, because they're first offered. For the students of JEE, the toppers will take these first three, and then they will look at Guwahati little later. We had 600 districts out of 780 odd districts which are there in the country. So that is a complete, which is truly a diversified student population in the campus, with different colors, different faces, because if you go to Northeast, there are differently in Southern India, Northern India, Eastern India, and even including Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh students are all there, including even Andaman, Nicobar, and Lakshadweep also we had students. So very interesting to know, for such a diversity country, we who don't have the international student. I now understand. International students doesn't come just like that. Let me tell you, we need to create universities like Nalanda. That means such high research intensive, where knowledge is going to rule. When we create such institutions, the whole world will come. Right now, what we are doing is, how are we becoming Vishwagurus? We are sending our alumni and professors to all over the world. You look at any university, we have faculty from Indian diaspora. They're all doing well. I think it is a positive thing. We don't need to be disheartened by that. But soon, after seeing the growth of these institutions in the last 20 years, as I told you, the IITs itself, in 20 years, they have transformed all these IITs into multidisciplinary universities. When I say multidisciplinary, just give you, in the last 4 years, at IIT Guwahati, we started a medical school with a hospital, with the funding from the state government. First time an IIT actually joined hands with the state government. 600 crores was funded from the state government. Cabinet has cleared that. We started a business school. See, not like, we could have also called management school or management department in like any other institute. I said, we'll be different. We'll call a business school. We started a business school with 5 young assistant professors. We hired them right away and business school was started. We started agro and rural technologies. That's another strength for India. Having a 6 lakh villages, I think we need to look at the problems of our society and problems of our farmers. So here is more of a, not agriculture. Please understand, I am not talking about agricultural issues where ICAR is there and all the agricultural universities are there. I am talking about agro and rural technologies. What day-to-day mundane things with technology, what we can offer. And then we had set up a school of energy, science and engineering, particularly looking at sustainable energy focus. And then we had a school of data science and artificial intelligence. First, that is through a philanthropic grant from American philanthropist, we started that school of data science and agro. So these IITs, whether it is IIT Kharagpur, Kanpur, or IIT Madras, they have grown into multidisciplinary education. This is very critical as part of, you are in the phase of National Education Policy 2020 implementation. Friends, we have a lot of questions. Even including at IICT, we have questions. Just discussing with Professor Rinku Sharma just now, how are we going to implement National Education Policy at the engineering schools? I think it is a very, very important question to be addressed. And as academicians, we need to start thinking about that because we are already doing, let me also assure you something. All of you are doing the right direction of thinking of implementing NEP. You implement some institutions only when nowadays I'm traveling a lot because of my job. When I meet some universities say I've already implemented NEP. I said, I just laugh at them because there is no way you can implement NEP within a year. And it is not just implementation and you are adopting a ABC or multiple entry exit is the implementation of NEP. Please, it is not just that. If you studied the National Education Policy, there are many factors. Some of the factors are their multidisciplinary education, research and innovation, bringing culture into, all that is very, very critical. So, AICTE is actually bringing this Innovation Council. I'm very proud to say that the previous 5 to 6 years, this face of this institution has changed. Okay? Face of this institution has changed. And we are now facilitator. We are now more a statutory authority. I've even told all the colleges, don't come to AICTE. We will facilitate to you to create what you want. All permission will be given. You have to only excel. All permissions will be given. You have to only excel. How do we do that? We do everything online and self-disclosure and verification. So we are going to make the rules lighter but tighter. If they violate, we will not want to spare them. So such initiatives are taken and we have made completely IVRS system at the campus. We have made completely biometric access to the campus of AICTE. So that people need not simply roam around thinking that there is a provision we can violate. So we want to bring a complete transparent system into technical education, looking at how India can lead the world as in the technical education in the years to come. Friends, we have completed 75 years. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrated. We are still celebrating this year as well. We are going to touch in another 25 years, 100 years of our independence. And if you look at the way the technical education growth has happened from 80s in the country, we are today excellently placed, like institution like DTU itself. I give a big compliments to you. We have excellently placed third in the world in the areas of STEM. Okay? And we have a greater potential, greater resources, particularly in the human capital, to become number one in the world. There is no way that we can concede because we have advantage, because our people are there, our networking is excellent, attitudes are good. So there is a great hope for us to become number one. But if you pursue our research and innovation activities further and enhance those activities. So in that direction, other than in Institute Innovation Council, 7,000 of them we have started. And then we are starting the AICT Idea Labs, where students can get hands-on experience, whether it is 3D printing or chip making or even a printing simple, your T-shirt with the different logos and all these things. So we have supported 100 such Idea Labs, where students and teachers will have a hands-on experience of feeling that. Okay, so teachers training in this era becomes a very critical, because role of teachers have changed, ladies and gentlemen. Role of teachers is no more. See, I say this to all my, with great humility. When I was studying, I was amazed to see my teacher going and writing equation from left to right on the blackboard without seeing a textbook, like memory. Oh, how is this? It's such a complex mathematics. I'm talking about elasticity, for example, or mechanics of solids. How is he doing? So we are mesmerized by that teacher. But today, believe me, no student will be mesmerized by that. They will pull out in a fraction of a second in their hand phone all these data materials. So memory is no more. Artificial intelligence and ChatGPT will give you all solutions. ChatGPT, I just asked to write a poem about IICT. And I asked the ChatGPT, go and improve it. I mean, it is written so beautifully, you can't believe it. That means it will take away many jobs. Let me tell you, it will take away many jobs. We do not need to be worried. Human mind is above that. We will create new jobs, new roles, and we will excel in that. That is what we have shown to the world. 80s, when computers came in, banks were scared. But we overcome that. That time there was even strikes. But luckily this time there was no strikes. When ChatGPT 4.4 was released, no strikes, no bunts. But one thing I would like to tell you, ChatGPT is going to bring a revolution. You have to be very careful also, particularly in education. So we have constituted at AICTA a very high-power committee to advise us, involving industries, experts, technologists, researchers in that area, and even some of the IIT director have asked. I hope that they will give us an excellent direction to go, but not like what Italy has done. If some of you did not know, Italy has banned ChatGPT, but that's not the way to go. I don't think we can ban and survive. So we need to move, accept things, move and transform ourselves to gear towards that. So last, I would like to also highlight, on our open e-resources and also regional languages. Please, very important, because our students come from such a diversity. Many of them, even today, cannot speak English. Okay? They come from remote areas. So AICT has taken a big step in translational, and we have our own AICTE Anuvadini tool named as Anuvadini. It's one of the fantastic tool. We will make it accessible to all of you. But right now what we have done is we have created technical books in 13 different languages of diploma and engineering. First and second year are almost completed. Third and fourth year we have approved to develop. And I would invite many professors to contribute to develop that books, because these are not mundane textbooks. We will not take from the library or a bookshelf and translate that. No, we are actually developing based on the model curriculum, what has been decided by many of you at IICT, and it is an outcome-based education. Every chapter will have objectives, and then what is the outcome student has learned, and every unit will have that, and every book at the end of the book also will have, with all the new technologies embedded in the book itself. You can go to, with a QR code, you can go into a video of something or virtual lab something, so that students have a much more. These books have been developed very, very meticulously in a very short time. And I think I should compliment many professors who are involved. Maybe some of them are sitting here also. At DTU also, I don't know if they are not involved. Please involve in, we pay you also for that. It is not free, okay? We pay you to develop that books. So these kind of books have been developed in a large number. What is interesting is, these books have been downloaded more than, in the last 2 months, 2.5 months, more than 1 lakh downloads have happened from 49 countries. That's very important. Another very initiative we took, very simple one, because we're talking about innovation, entrepreneurship. So this time AICTE has introduced a minor program on business development, finance and marketing. 18 credits if they do beyond their 160 credits, we will give them a minor in business development. So any engineering graduate can do this. That means civil, mechanical, electrical. So this exercise actually I started at IIT, and I just followed that here, and I hope many of them will accept that, and they will adopt that, and many of our students will become hopefully entrepreneurs, so giving jobs rather than seeking jobs. That's what we are thinking. And this eCumb is a portal where all these books, technology books, are uploaded. And except first year, we have some problem because they've signed earlier some contract with the book publisher. But second year onwards, we are making it as free e-resources online. Please, that's where I would like to talk one last point, and then I'll close my talk. We talked about Nature. There is not many people who are publishing in Nature. So Nature has 2 options for you when it comes. I just opened it in Google. I thought I'll just share with you. The benefits of publication, one is of open access. Once the entire review process is gone, this is not article processing fee. Please understand. Once the entire process of your review is over, in the Nature or in Science or any such journals, they will ask you an option whether you would like to have this paper, which is accepted, open access or restricted access. If it is restricted access, they say, okay, you don't need to pay anything, it's all right, it's done. But if it is an open access, they will ask you 3 lakhs. So what we did at IIT Guwahati, we said such journals, 17 or 18 of them we identified, and said we will give the open access charges from the institute. So you don't believe it, our citation jumped because of many of them, because of large number of citations. So maybe I think, you are giving the award, we should also encourage them to open access. Please don't get confused with, there are open access journals also. Many of them, some of them are predatory. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these journals, which are top-notch journal considered, where you stop many times because of your funding, saying that I will not go for open access. That I think if you can transform along with your research award, it will bring a big, big change in your citation jump. So with these few words, I again thank Professor Saini and our entire team of DTU for inviting me to be here and sharing some of my thoughts. And I also would like to once again congratulate all the award winners. And I'm very happy to be part of this 6th Research Excellence Award function of Delhi Technological University. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.